turn the heat down. Let's work the show. It's like the slow jam.
Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
What up?
What's going on? Bobbing your head?
Whoa, where
Heck
are
yeah.
you?
I am in an AI art created Starship Bridge.
Well, you got me beat.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
You got
dig
me
it.
beat. You're taking my shtick.
How's it going, everybody?
Whatever.
Hey.
It's going. It's going. Let me turn my volume down a little bit. Scott's
That's
loud.
yeah, it's good.
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that. I'm trying to get this dialed in as far as like how loud I am on the podcast.
Well, you
Yeah.
be as loud as you want, buddy.
Okay, I'll remember that.
You make the wall shake.
Good morning, Bronson.
Hey, good morning, Bronson.
Yeah,
So welcome to Trekcast,
indeed.
the galaxy's
welcome.
most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Scott, and with me is Dan and Daniel. Which one's Dan? Which one's Daniel?
No, he's not Dan. He's
No, I'm HR.
Oh, you're HR. This one I do. This one I do know. HR. Nope, don't know it. It
he's the
sounds
guy
familiar. It sounds Voyager-y.
he's the accountant, right? For Janeway.
No, the account.
He figures out all the expenses.
Yeah. No, come on.
HR.
HR. Oh, you guys.
It's got to be either one of the Star Trek series, either Next Gen or
They're all Star Trek.
they're all
Star Trek.
it must be one of the sci-fi series.
Is he?
Wasn't that the ninth son? The ninth.
Is HR the?
Eight is enough.
Is HR the little bear that helps Leia defeat the stormtroopers?
Yes.
Let's see. Is that Icheb's father, HR?
Yes.
Oh God!
it?
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No. Okay. I was like, I
I was
pulled that
so
one
ready
on
to
my.
celebrate.
Yeah, I totally pulled that out of
He's like
one of my butt.
Oh, they're like Bajorans with the last name
Right.
first, right? E is his
Right.
last name. That's it.
Yeah.
HR was O'Brien's cellmate in the false memory
Oh,
episode.
yes,
a great
of
episode.
course.
The one who he killed for a scrap of food. And
Yeah.
even though it wasn't real, he feels
Right.
guilty about it.
Yeah.
So,
O'Brien
Yeah.
always got just the short
suffer.
end of the stick.
yep.
Yeah.
And the long end of it went right up
Mhm.
his bum. I mean,
Okay.
Wow.
well, I'm just saying
welcome to
Well,
the
this
internet.
poor guy.
It was a prison episode, so
It was.
Yeah. Well, whenever I think about that episode, I think about the Picard episode when he lived that other life.
Yep.
That entire lifetime. The name of the episode's escaping me. With the rice
Inner
kid
Light.
flute and
Inner light.
yeah,
Inner Light.
yep, Inner Light. And it's like they both kind of lived an extra lifetime.
Yep.
But slightly different lives.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a
Oh.
meme out there that's got that probe from the Inner Light, and it says "Learn to play the flute in 4 hours with one simple trick."
1995.
That's
Operation
right.
Standing by.
Indeed.
Yeah. Poor O'Brien. He needs a lot of therapy.
Oh
O'Brien-
God, that poor
O'Brien
man.
must suffer. That's a whole.
Indeed,
thing.
indeed, he must suffer.
O'Brien
So
must
sad.
suffer.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
you guys doing good this week?
It's like Hoth here in New
Same.
York right now.
Yeah.
Same.
I've had enough.
Yeah, 18 inches of snow, and
Oh
it's
God.
Although
Besides
last
that,
week it was negative 10 degrees, and next week they're calling for rain. So
Yeah, we're getting our rain right now, so it'll melt it all down, I think. But
we got
Yeah.
our rain the week before, and a few weeks ago, you remember the ground floor of my house flooded. So
right.
you know,
Right.
we ripped the carpets up, dried everything out, got area rugs to put down
Mm.
instead of wall-to-wall carpet. We got area rugs that were just about the size of the room. Put everything back in there, and then like 2 weeks later, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna get all this rain." So what do? We pull everything out of that room, pull those carpets up, roll them up, elevate them so they don't get wet, and we got some water and we cleaned it up, but we haven't put them back down yet. And it's been so cold that the floor down there, just walking across that floor,
Right.
is so cold,
Oh,
so cold. So
You need some house shoes.
yeah, or I need a couple tauntauns that I can just cut.
There
them
you
open
go.
no. There you go. Yeah.
and lay them about.
I
Yep.
hear this.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
A waiting game wants to know if you warmed up the shuttle pod today.
I tried.
Yeah.
It's cold, and here's the thing: once the show starts, I turn the fan down because I don't think you want this background noise, right?
Right.
You
Right.
hear that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It sounds like the impulse engines.
I was just gonna say, is it the impulse engines? Because we could just go with that then.
Yeah.
We could use it to help us fall asleep.
I mean, I'm in a whole spaceship and you don't hear the engines on mine. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
All right. You know what? You want to brag about spaceships? That's good. Do you remember a few years ago we experimented with like different background
Yeah.
music while we were doing the podcast? And
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think we did one where the background was just the engine noise and the.
I remember commenting on that and begging you guys, please, for the love of Q, stop doing that. Because
All right,
it was
so next week let's do it again.
it was oh my god, it was so horrible. Like because it would be like the background, but then also every like few seconds it would make a beep 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 noise or whatever. Yo, that's it. Oh, it was bad.
You mean background music kind of like this? It's going right now.
All right, well, it's been a good run on Trekcast. See you guys later.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, I made it stop.
See, he'd get excited because every time he heard the turbo lift doors, everyone was like, "Oh, is David coming back?
Yeah.
Is David walking onto the bridge? Is that what that is?"
Has this
That's
farce
how
finally
long
ended?
ago. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh,
Well, let's get to the news.
Sure.
yeah.
Star Trek news.
All right, so our first news story comes to us today from Screen Rant, and over here on Trekcast, we love our Tuvix. He's our boy. We even had the Tuvix Memorial Sci-Fi Movie Tournament, but finally, in a interview recently, Tuvix himself, Tom Wright, finally weighed in on the controversy of whether or not our special boy should have been allowed to live or not. And so on the interview, he said, quote, "Speaking as the character, every entity alive is hardwired to want to survive. So that's what's going on with Tuvix thinking. But myself as an actor, I saw that he had to go. There wasn't enough justification for losing two entities for the sake of one. I absolutely love the character." So
How much of that did you catch, Dan?
He was cutting out. He was cutting out a
Okay.
little bit.
okay. So basically, Tom Wright said that Tuvix had to go.
Okay.
So here's the thing with that. He played Tuvix.
Right.
If he were to come out and say, they should have kept him around for the next 6 seasons, I mean, people would see right through that. That's an actor lobbying for work.
Right.
Or not lobbying. I mean, that show went off the air 20 years ago. But,
Yeah.
that's an actor saying, I should have gotten more work. So,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe him. Plus, I don't care if he played Tuvix. He's wrong. She murdered
right.
him. She murdered him. She straight up
Right.
murdered him.
And who cares what the actor that played the character? Does the actor who plays the character of anything really have that much say about the in-universe storyline? I mean, Bruce Willis said that Die Hard wasn't a Christmas movie recently, so we don't believe that, do we?
He's wrong.
I mean, obviously. So
Yeah.
That's why I say to that.
I mean,
Let's see.
dismissive. That's how you spell dismissive.
All right. So our next news story comes to us from space.com. And Dan, you used to say sometimes you see Star Trek and other things.
Oh yeah, everywhere. I see it
Yeah.
everywhere.
NASA is seeing it too. They're seeing it on Mars. So let me show you this picture. Tell me if you notice anything.
Oh
This is captured
yeah,
by the Curiosity rover.
the Delta.
Yeah. So somebody left their communicator badge on Mars, clearly. But
Well, or it's an Indian arrowhead.
right.
One of the two.
Right.
One of the two.
Either is possible.
Right.
No, that's cool
So-
though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's it's definitely neat to see. It's very clearly a case of pareidolia where you see patterns that aren't there. You see things.
Yeah,
that
you know
aren't
who's a big fan of pareidolia?
there. Who's that?
HR. HR.
Oh,
was a
loves
huge Fan of that.
Loves it.
He sees patterns in things.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why he's such a good accountant. He sees where the money's going. He figures it out. He sees those patterns.
Yeah. He'd have been great at that thing we did in high school where you take a piece of paper and you just start making little patterns on it until it grows throughout the entire sheet.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I drew a lot of those
I don't know what you're
S's.
talking about. I was busy doing math and
Oh, schoolwork? Yeah, I didn't do that.
work.
That's right.
That's like, you ever see those things on Facebook and it's like it's a list of, things I wish they taught in high school.
Mhm.
And it was like how to do laundry, how to do taxes, how to write a resume.
Uh-huh.
And I read that and I'm like, I learned all that shit in high school. Where were you? You just weren't paying attention.
Probably.
Anyway.
Probably. Yeah.
Uh,
All right. And our last news story comes to us from metv.com. And apparently we're learning a little bit more about the behind the scenes of the Star Trek original motion picture. And apparently there were fans who were trying to break into Paramount to get some of the movie props as the movie was being made. And so to counter that, Paramount had to hire an army of security guards 24/7 to protect key props. Like
they had to get some Makos.
Yeah, they had to get some
Actually,
Makos.
they were Nausicaans. Is what they
Nausicaans. It's Klingon mercenaries.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that's what happened, I thought that was a fun story. Yeah, so that's all the news.
Even back then, back in the late 70s, they wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
People take anything that's not nailed down. That's just
Oh, sure.
the way it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have taken a phaser, why not? Yeah.
I mean, TNG, I remember reading somewhere that eventually you had to sign out your comm badge.
Yeah.
Because those things were just walking off like crazy. They were
Well, I
numbering
mean,
them and
To be
Oh,
fair,
wow.
if Paramount's leaving it locked behind doors inside their studio, they're just asking for it to be stolen.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Well, let's get to our main topic.
All right, cool.
Fun will now commence.
All right. So our main topic, we watched a documentary called Meld: Secrets Behind the Voyage of a Lifetime. This is a documentary film.
You're
starring-
cutting out again, Daniel. I don't know if you
Hello,
need to
I'm
get-
here.
I don't know if you need to get closer or what, but
Is this better?
yeah, actually it is.
Okay.
No, it's
Nice.
got to be while you're doing something, right? Like it's got to be while you're scrolling or
I'm wondering
That's
if
what
my
it feels
background is
like.
killing it. I'm wondering if the background's giving me problems. Because that's the first time I've tried doing
No,
it.
it seems to me, and Dan, maybe you can confirm this, that anytime you're reading from something, it does it anytime you're reading from something.
Oh, okay.
Stop reading. No more reading.
No more reading.
Memorize everything.
Everything.
Paul Chen's a
Yeah.
thief. Apparently, he took a Dogma prop poster from Kevin Smith's comic shop.
Oh,
That's fair.
nice. Yeah,
There's a movie people
Yeah.
don't talk about, Dogma.
love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Nice. So this was a documentary film from 2001. Honestly,
Which is funny because this documentary is so old they could make a documentary about it. That's
right.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks old. Watching it looks old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think it looks old. I think I feel old watching it because I know it's old, but it doesn't look old. But I know it
because you
looks
can
old to
picture
other
yourself
people.
back in 2001.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So
And you're like, oh, that wasn't that long ago. That was 22 years ago.
Yeah, and then I run out of fingers counting it.
Right.
And,
right. Well, the thing that threw me off, watching this thing. So for those of you who don't know, it's not really a documentary. It's more of an interview between the two of them.
Yep.
Right. It's just a conversation between Leonard
Just
Nimoy
a conversation between
Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner. Yeah.
Yep.
According to the Wikipedia, this documentary was originally released as promotion for William Shatner's personal website.
Okay.
And that this documentary was available through it. And so that's how they got it out there.
Okay.
Which I could totally see. That checks. When you watch it, it kind of fits. Like,
so I'm watching this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help asking myself how much of this is genuine and how much of this is acting. Because
100%.
these are two actors talking with each other.
Right.
And now that you say it was essentially a commercial for a website.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's
there was no earth-shattering revelations in this thing.
No, but there was no earth.
No, but there was some pretty candid talk about addiction and relationships and
yeah. And you're my best friend. You're my best friend.
Right.
And I can't help but wonder how much of that is genuine and how much of that was drummed up a little bit for the, to make it exciting.
One thing that I thought was interesting in one part, they start talking about how William Shatner is not the most loved cast member of the show, right? And how all the other characters, kind of had issues with him, right?
That's not what they said. They said everyone else was jealous.
Right. That's what I was going to get at.
That's what they said.
Yeah. It was very much they didn't know their place, which was crazy to me.
Well, yes and no. I mean, in any organization, there is a pecking order.
Right.
There's always a pecking order. Here on this show, it's me, Daniel, me again, and then Scott.
Yep.
So
that's and we accept it. We accept it. Yeah. I'm still a redheaded stepchild.
To host it.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah. Excuse me.
They should have got Jerry Springer.
But I mean, not to take a dump on anyone, but I love Walter Koenig, but he wasn't even in all 3 seasons.
Right.
And I'm not saying he feels this way, but if he feels that he is on par with William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, he's wrong.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's what they sort of were saying in the documentary. It was really a Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. It was William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelly. And the rest of them were just sort of background characters for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, and that's evidenced by the fact, if you know anything about their contracts, Shatner and Nimoy had reciprocal contracts. So there were clauses in each of their contracts. If Leonard gets something, William gets it. William gets something, Leonard gets it. The only reason that William Shatner was able to direct Star Trek V is because Leonard Nimoy directed 3 and 4.
Right.
They
Okay.
were obligated to let him direct it, and we all know how that worked out. So
Yeah.
so my point is, even the studio recognized these are the stars of the show and these are not.
Yeah.
George Takei didn't get to direct.
Right.
Right.
It was never even an option, never even discussed.
One thing that I thought was kind of. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, one thing that I thought was kind of interesting is very almost straight up said, William Shatner is very much the kind of person who kind of glosses things over, whereas Leonard Nimoy is very much like, no, I remember that, and this is how it went down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's fresh in my memory right now about how things were on the show because I'm halfway through the second season of the original series. So, I can tell you from a recent firsthand watching experience, it is very much the Kirk, Spock, McCoy show. And, it's the rest of them that don't really even have any plot storylines for the most part.
Yeah.
It's all about Kirk, all about Spock, or all about McCoy.
Mhm.
With none of them have, like I said, they don't have plot storylines.
Right.
So,
They have
and
a thing they do every now and then, but that's it.
right, and which is a little bit different than I think like Next Gen and Deep Space Nine and Voyager, especially some of the older stuff. Is they did do. They would do a Bashir-centric storyline, or they would do a Geordi-centric storyline every once in a while.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
The character name that I chose for today, Ichar, that's from an episode that was, it was O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Ask me something else that happened in that episode. I have no idea. I'm sure there was a B story.
Nobody knows what the B line was.
I'm sure there was a C story to that episode. I don't know what Cisco was doing in his office that day. No idea.
Right.
Nope.
Because that was an O'Brien show. And they didn't do that back in the 60s. There was no,
not at all.
This is the Uhura episode. It was Kirk, Spock, McCoy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And even watching the movies, you see that. So in Star Trek 5, the whole crew didn't go camping.
Mm-hmm.
It was Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
Right.
They grabbed their baked beans and their marshmallows and they went camping. And Chekhov and Sulu went hiking because they were over here. There's cliques in every organization. There's a pecking order and there's cliques in every organization. That's just reality.
According to Wikipedia, this documentary was very well received. People thought it was pretty interesting.
I think I saw it before. Like,
did you?
Something. I think I did.
I never saw it. This was
when they showed a wide angle, and I realized that William Shatner was wearing sandals with jeans.
Right.
I think I cringed twice, 20 years apart. I was like,
yeah, the fashion choices in the show were a little bit interesting.
and I'm like, okay, it's 20 something years later. Is he wearing Crocs and jeans now?
Yeah. I wonder whose house that was.
You don't think it was really?
Sounded like it was Leonard Nimoy's.
Oh, was it? I mean, it could have been. Yeah.
Well, they did there was a few scenes where they weren't sitting outside in the garden.
Yeah, they were inside.
And it looked, and it looked like it was Leonard Nimoy legitimately showing around like his basement or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would imagine they filmed it right at Leonard Nimoy's house.
Potentially, or they filmed that another day at his house.
Right.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if he was still wearing Crocs and jeans.
That's right. No, the only reason I
did enjoy when Leonard shows him the picture on the wall, and he says, "Do you have this one?" He says, "No, I don't have this one." He says, "Take it. It's yours."
Yeah.
Without skipping me, he goes, "Okay."
He just took it off the wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Hands it to his assistant and says, "Take this to my house."
Yeah. Take it home. Wrap it up.
You're supposed to protest at least once.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Right.
I can't take that.
No, just
Please, please, I want you to have it. You know,
Yeah.
you're supposed to do that dance.
Yeah.
Right.
He was like,
No.
nope.
Nope. None of that.
Thanks.
What's that Japanese
that.
courtesy custom where you deny 3 times before you accept something?
Oh,
Yeah,
is that it?
that's
Okay.
that's not William Shatner.
No. He's efficient. He's getting right to it. I'll take
Yep.
that.
Well,
Yep.
yep. Yeah,
Um,
that's what I received. IMDb has a 8 star out of 10. But interestingly, there are no trivia facts about the documentary, which to me tells me that it might have been well received. It just wasn't, didn't have a widespread.
Yeah, I don't think
audience.
it was like the most popular documentary out there. But for those of you who after watching,
Right, because I'm
this
sure
one,
like
check it out.
Trekkies has a ton of trivia.
Oh, I'm sure. It's free on Tubi, so you guys can watch it.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick. It's what, like 75 minutes, maybe?
Yeah,
not
it's
even an hour
just
and a
over an
half.
hour.
Yeah.
Oh.
So-
And
Something-
Tubi's cool
something I
because you
did-
don't have to sign in.
No.
Yeah.
No. So something I did pick up on. We know that we lost Leonard to, I think it was COPD that he died of.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Which you often get after decades of smoking. And he made reference in this documentary to having quit smoking, I think about 10 years earlier. Is that what he had said?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12. Yeah,
But he still sounds like a smoker.
Yeah.
Like he had that like
That gravel.
gravelly voice, and he was clearing his throat all the time. And
Mhm.
I quit smoking about 10 years ago, and I still
Yeah.
clear
Mhm.
my throat a lot. So I saw that. I
yeah,
took
we all do.
notice.
Yeah, I quit. I quit smoking about 15 years ago. So
Yeah. So good for you. by the
I
way.
mean, I didn't get the
there's-
sexy voice you got, but
Another thing that the Wikipedia brings
What do
up
you
that
do?
I did not catch, but apparently at the 52-minute and 47-second mark, there is an audible fart from William Shatner.
Shut up.
That's
no.
what it says
What?
on the Wikipedia. And hold on, let's see if this will work, because they have an audio clip on the Wikipedia. So let me play this for you guys. So hold on.
Have been so minute. Like maybe that did happen, didn't
That can't
So
be
there you
real.
go.
That can't be real. No way.
Well, I guess we'll have to go back and check it.
Sounds
at
like a
52
Leslie
minutes.
Nielsen skit.
Yeah. Just Captain Kirk ripping one.
I'll make sure to put that in Sunday afternoon. After this, before the Lions game. Okay.
Yeah. Grandpa was comfortable and just let it go.
Yeah, but when you're 70, you can get away with crap like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's funny.
Is that it? So the Shat took a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took a shart.
I mean, at that age, that's a real gamble, right? Just let
Oh man.
that go.
Sure.
Yeah, here comes all the jokes now. Yeah.
Yep. He might have changed his pants after that one.
Yeah. So yeah, so I enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy this thing?
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah. Definitely
Yes,
different.
very much so.
Yeah. Definitely different. But there's really not a lot to unpack from it. I mean, it was just
So Scott, you said you were going to watch the.
No, it was a pretty straightforward
After, did you?
documentary. Yes, I did. I'm detecting that I'm at a delay to you guys.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
are.
Okay. I'm gonna reset.
Okay.
So he's reset. That's my thing.
That's right.
I
That's right.
reset. I reset around here. You get.
I
your own
fly the
shtick.
ship.
Yeah, I fly the ship. I reset. I wear the sunglasses. You
That's
guys
right.
got to learn your place.
Dang. All right, Shatner.
I told you it's me, you, me again, and then him.
Oh my God! Shut your mouth! I know your role, like the Rockies say. Oh my God!
You know what I would be interested to see?
We'll do that.
I mean, there's not. Well, there's nobody left anymore.
Uh-huh.
So who's left? You got Shatner, Koenig, and Takei, right?
Right.
I'd like to see a documentary like this one,
Uh-huh.
but it's George Takei and Walter Koenig,
Oh, that'd be interesting.
and see what they have to say about everyone else.
I mean, you can basically see that
dead
at
or
most.
alive.
Yeah, you can basically see that at most conventions.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what this is, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I saw a clip recently from the Comedy Central celebrity roast of William Shatner,
Oh, okay.
and George Takei was there.
Oh,
And I mean, he
my.
gave his, he did his roast,
yeah.
and he ended it by saying, Bill, I've wanted to tell you something for a long time. F you and the horse you rode in on.
Oh my
That's
God.
that's how he closed it. So,
Wow.
it's a roast. They're supposed to,
Yeah.
insult each other and be funny about it. But, I felt it. It was, he can't stand him.
They cannot stand each other at all. Yeah. There he is.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah.
Much better.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Much, much better.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay, good.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we get to feedback?
Sure.
Okay, let's get to feedback.
Listener feedback.
Listener feedback.
Indeed. Yeah, so we did get one question while we were going on about the documentary. It came into us from Instagram.
Okay.
It was from some lady, and it says,
Some lady.
well,
Nice.
it just, all I see is the image of her. I don't
Oh,
see,
it
yeah,
doesn't give a name? Okay.
No.
Sorry.
So, yeah. So it says, you guys think that, what do you guys think about the rumors of a new Star Trek movie? What do you expect to see from it? I mean, there's like 3 or 4 of them in the works allegedly right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who could take any of it seriously? Or
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because we got Section 31, we've got allegedly Star Trek 4, and then we
Yep.
allegedly have the prequel that's to the JJ universe, the Kelvin universe.
Well, there's another one because even Patrick Stewart last week was talking
Right.
about
Okay, so yeah, there is
a
4.
Picard movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's 4 in the works allegedly.
And
To me, it sounds like anytime they even just start on a script to kind of see where it goes, they announce it, and
Yeah.
that's how you kind of like kill the excitement for anything, right? Because we're all like, I mean, they could tell us this amazing film is coming out, a DS9 reboot movie, and we'd be like, well, I guess we'll see, because we're not excited anymore because they
Yeah.
burned us so much.
right.
Yeah.
So many
So-
fan made things, and
well, and we've done our pitch shows over the years, so that they have plenty of ideas to pick from. They just
That's
need
right.
to-
Oh,
just need to call
absolutely.
us. Just need to
That's
call.
right.
I mean, I'm pretty proud of the Star Trek 4 that I wrote. So
Oh yeah,
I'm sit here at night staring at the phone waiting for it to ring.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not. It hasn't rung.
We should do one of those pitch shows again soon.
Okay.
oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
fun.
you were losing reception when I asked you, Scott, but you said you were going to watch The Captains after this. Did you go ahead and do that or not yet?
I got about halfway through it.
Okay.
It's the only takeaway I got from it is the takeaway that everybody gets from it. It's that Avery Brooks is batshit crazy. He's obviously, I don't know if he's under the influence. I'm guessing under the influence of some possible substances. And
Jambalaya, baby.
I think and I honestly think when William Shatner went to his house, he probably offered some to William Shatner too. And but no, he's a really interesting guy.
Yeah.
But they've got, they were having a conversation that how do I put this? Sounds like a conversation one would have if one got really high with a buddy.
Yeah.
Talking about the vibrations of the universe and how everything fits together, and
Right.
it's. I mean, it sounds like they had a good time. I mean, I'm not knocking them. But,
Waiting Game says that they wish they would cut out the prequels without hesitation and coming out with something post. I think they meant DS9 Voyager, not SS9.
Yep.
yeah,
Is that too difficult? Hey,
that's what I want. I want post DS9 next gen era,
Yeah.
Picard era stuff. New
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
That's what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, everyone wants that Star Trek Legacy, baby.
Just
Yeah.
finish up Disco.
Yeah.
Invalidate that timeline somehow, reset the status quo.
That's right.
And even if they didn't do that, even if at the end of that series, Discovery ends up in the 25th century,
Uh-huh.
and the events that they've observed in the 35th or wherever the hell they are, I don't even know. That's not written in stone. We don't know that future will actually occur. I'd be fine with that, because then I can just take that, put it on the shelf, leave it there, never watch it again, and move on with my life in the 25th century and be happy. But for anyone who wants to go back and rewatch those episodes, they're all right there.
It could be one of the it could be one of the many timelines that Warp experienced in parallels. Let it be its own. It can be its own thing, and that's how they can explain it away. But everybody wants. They don't want prequels. I don't understand people's love of prequels. I just got done watching Game of Thrones, and I'm like, oh, that was really, really interesting. I really, really liked it. And then people are like, oh, they got this House of Dragons. I'm like, ooh, what's that? Is that what takes place after? No, it's 200 years before. I'm like, I'll watch it, I guess, but I know what happens. I mean, I can tell you what happens after House of Dragon.
Yeah.
I know exactly what happens after House of Dragon.
House of Dragon's really good though, man.
Is it? Okay, I'll watch it.
Really good.
I'll watch it.
T-Bear says he likes the idea of the last scene of Disco being Riker saying computer end program. I like the idea. Okay.
That's fine.
In that vein, I want it to be Jake Sisko, and it's his new Hollow novel, and people are like, that's not really Starfleet, man.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, detachable ncells. Come on.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Starfleet officer wouldn't act that way. Yeah.
Well, that kind of goes in line with my idea about the end. If whenever they end Lower Decks, is they have a cartoon, whatever ending, and then they cut to live action, and it's Mariner as like a 45-year-old, and she's like buttoning up her Hollow novel.
Right.
But it's a graphic novel.
Sure. Well, sure. And she's like, well, I took some creative liberties and things like that. Not everybody acted that. You didn't actually see Riker say, "I'd like warp in the factor of 5, 6, 7, 8." There
you go.
Oh.
Well, we do have got somebody on the line ready to go.
All right.
As always. There he is, Jasmine.
Hey.
Oh, Argyle?
It's Chief Engineer Argyle.
Engineer Argyle.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that movie that's coming out soon.
No. This is first season.
This guy tried to write
season
himself on the
TNG.
show. He had a pitch that Argyle is going to be the chief engineer. So
Nice.
Oh boy.
he went up a Jeffries tube and never came back.
Never came back.
So that happens.
Yeah. It's like the chief engineer or the engineer that took over for Voyager for the first episode and a half.
Oh yeah.
Then he dies in the second to last episode.
Oh, that was the great. Yeah.
Carrie.
He makes it,
Carrie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie makes it all the way home and then dead. Oh. Poor Carrie's
Did you watch
wife.
the documentary?
Yes, I watched it. I had to watch it on Amazon. It was on Freevee on Amazon. So
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I had a hard time. I was like, what the hell is the name of the title? I had to look it up and you know, because it's like Mind Meld and then all these other things came up with Mind Meld and then I finally found it. So
Yeah,
And then-
Scott was saying that there's a lot of different Star Trek things on Tubi.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. So
Well,
the Captains was one of them. I started watching
The
that one, and there was a
Captain's
couple
great
others.
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the DS9 documentary is really good.
Yeah. I was looking for that Voyager documentary, but it's not out yet. I
It's
thought
not?
it had been out
Okay.
by now, but yeah.
Yes. And then
Yeah, I read about that a while ago.
Yeah,
So
we
they're still
talked about
working
it
on
like a year ago. They're still
Okay.
working on it though. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, What We Left Behind was a really good documentary. I couldn't
Yeah.
stand I did not like the storyline that they came up with for a possible sequel to
Oh.
DS9.
yeah.
With Captain Nog?
Well, I didn't like
Well, they
the whole
blew up
story
Nog
where
at the beginning, so
and I didn't like the direction Kira went, according to them. I'm like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Whatever. Yeah.
They're
who
just
knows?
brainstorming, you know. It's
Yeah.
Sure,
That was
sure.
the whole day.
and that's fine. That's fun. That's,
Yeah.
you know.
And usually they correct it, and they're like, "Nah, that doesn't make sense." So come back the next day, scrub it all, and then
Mhm.
start over again. So
That's right.
So
That's
here's the question, Argyle. Is the hate for William Shatner justified? What do you think?
I think it's not. You know, I think it's mainly TK is kind of a catty bitch. So
Wow.
Oh my!
oh my. Because you listen to him on interviews, and he's just, I don't know. There's something about Decay. He's just,
Yeah.
he's holding a grudge, and he's not letting it go.
You know what? It's got to be. It's got to suck about being George Takei is
What's that?
anytime somebody interviews him, they ask him about William Shatner
Yeah.
Yes.
every
yes.
single time.
Yes.
So I mean,
That's got to do something to your ego.
That's got to be
Yes.
like pouring salt on a 50-year-old wound.
Yeah.
I can't stand this guy, but every time I meet someone, they're like, "Tell me something about William Shatner."
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Every
somewhere
time
along
I
the
do an
way-
interview, people ask me about Daniel.
Yeah.
Every single
is what it
time.
is. It
Every
sucks.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, very clearly their personalities just do not mesh. Like
Yeah.
they
No.
just don't get along.
No, their egos don't get along.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Shatner doesn't really, I would say, like on interviews, he doesn't really say anything about Takei. Where Takei, that's kind of based on the interview, is how much he dislikes him.
Right.
Yeah. And that's very telling.
Yeah.
Yes. and the others didn't, like, Koenig never really said anything too bad about him publicly, I would think.
Yeah.
No.
Recently, I don't remember what it was, but recently
Yeah.
he said something which was surprising because
Yeah.
he had kind of
He generally doesn't.
He kept
Pretty
it
quiet.
civil, kept it civil for 55 years or whatever.
Right. Right.
I didn't know that Leonard Nimoy was in the army.
No, me either.
I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Just think working next to Spock, and he's trying to do a Vulcan mind meld on you, and
He's just walking death grip to people.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
some
Yeah.
guy was doing this to him the whole time. He's like, I think I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Live long and prosper. That's pretty good.
You're right. Yeah.
I think about him driving a cab. He talked about how he drove a cab.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I bet he was
worked in a-
hotboxing in that thing,
Worked in a pet store.
Yeah.
smoking
And
cigarettes.
I
while he's
just
driving the cab.
picture, because those jobs probably overlapped with the show.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you
Mhm.
don't know if the show is going to go for a season. You don't know if it's going to go 10 episodes and get canceled.
Yeah.
So I can imagine, I'm in a pet store in LA and I'm buying some goldfish. And this guy with the weirdest haircut I've ever seen is just scooping goldfish into a
Yeah.
bag.
Well, like what's his name? You guys remember Stifler from American Pie?
Sure.
Mhm.
When that
Yeah.
movie was in theaters, he was working at a zoo, like just cleaning concessions and stuff like that.
Oh wow. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, he didn't make that much on that movie.
The guy who has the most memorable lines from the movie, Captain Phillips, the pirate who says, "I'm the captain now. Look at my eyes. I'm the captain."
Yes.
Yeah, he works in his brother's cell phone store. In,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nigeria or something.
Huh. I'll be
Oh,
darned.
that's crazy. Huh. All right.
So you see people on TV and or in the movies.
Yeah,
It doesn't
you think they make
necessarily
a ton of
mean that
money.
they're
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
Well,
if you guys know this, but I actually have a job driving truck.
Oh, I know.
This
Yeah.
isn't my full-time job.
It's amazing.
I
Yeah.
you know how the mighty have fallen. I mean,
Indeed.
I wish I could work 90 minutes a week.
wouldn't that be great?
This is my job. I wish I could live on the Kofi account.
Yeah, let me know when the coffee account gets up
Yeah,
to a certain
I'll-
amount.
Hey, Daniel, the mortgage is due. Can you,
Right.
can
Yeah.
you wire
Yeah.
me something from the Kofi
Right.
account?
Yeah.
You guys got to start
No kidding.
Kickstarter out.
No kidding.
Kids need shoes.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
We'd all be on the streets if that was the case.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Right. Chaz, was anything else you want to bring up?
Well, that new Star Trek movie they keep talking about, I definitely
Which
don't
one?
think it's gonna happen. I don't know. I given up.
Any of them? Yeah.
Yeah, any of them.
Yeah.
It's like they just keep on saying it and they never. It's kind of
Hey,
like a
Section
sne-
30.
Section
31
31.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
start filming at the end of the month, so
Okay.
we're right
And
around
they
the
keep on
corner from
talking
that.
But
about-
even though they're not movies though.
When does
Right.
that take place?
You know,
It's a TV
got-
movie.
It's a TV movie. It's a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
So
When
It's
is
just a
Section
one-off.
31 supposed to take place? Is that
We
supposed
don't
to be
know.
like someplace between the 21st and 35th century?
Yeah, I guess
somewhere
Well,
in there.
somewhere.
It's gonna be George O's show. Wouldn't it be the Discovery era? Like, wouldn't it be in that time period? So
Who knows?
A-Wolf says, Good morning, Trekcast, the galaxy's most amazing beards.
it's cold outside.
Yeah.
It is. It's very chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
chilly.
I
I
should
grow the
shave mine
beard
in the
because
summer.
the tauntaun on my face doesn't look good. So.
Yes,
Beard
gotta
cast.
warm up with the.
Hey, this is the
Tauntaun.
most I can do. So, yeah.
You got to get those removable Thomas Riker.
Oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get on that.
Detachable chops.
Hey, listen, if they can have detachable nacelles, you can have a detachable beard.
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's how I look
If
at it.
Shatner can wear a toupee, I
Yep.
can wear one on my face.
Hey,
Yep.
hey,
That's
the
how
whole
you'll
time,
know.
were you looking at his toupee to see where the hairline started?
I did.
Yeah.
I seriously did the whole time. Every time they do like a pan around his head, it'd be like, okay, where does the hairline start?
Yeah,
Where's
you're
the-
looking. You're like, is it okay? Yeah, no, that's real. Oh yeah,
All right, look at the back of it. Look at the side.
Yeah,
It's like the
one
man
thing
didn't
that-
wear proper shoes. He's wearing like
looks like he
sandals.
has a tribble on his head.
Well, so they were facing the house and they had like the doors open on the house, right?
Mhm.
In the back. So I kept like looking to see if anyone would like walk by randomly, you know. That was my thing.
Did you
All right,
guys
well-
see? Did you guys see George Takei in the bushes?
That's right.
Yes, I did.
Like,
With tomatoes
curse.
ready to
Yeah, with
throw.
a bag
Yep.
of rotten
Yep.
fruit.
Yes. He was ready to do it, man. 100%.
all right,
Yeah.
who's gonna live longer, Takei or Shatner?
Shatner's gonna
Oh.
outlive them all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shatner.
For
I
sure.
mean,
Yep.
you look at that interview. It's like, man, he could have done another movie right there.
Yeah.
Like, no problem.
Well, I mean, that was what, 23 years ago at this
My
point?
beard is not an affectation.
Yes.
I can
right.
lose it in a minute. I've just gotten used to it.
Jasper, we got other people waiting on the line, so we got to get going.
All right,
but
see you
thank
guys.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good seeing you. Yeah.
And then we also have got T-Bear. So let's bring him in.
Hey, what's up,
Hey.
hey,
Good
bear?
morning. It's been
Where's
a
your
while.
beard?
I can't
He,
find
he
it.
ripped his off. This is
Yeah.
evil
Yeah,
T-Bear.
I mean,
Whenever you rip your beard off, that means you're evil
When are we
T-Bear.
going to get Mirror Universe T-Bear with like just a
Just a goatee.
giant?
give
Yeah.
me a few days.
All right.
That's your assignment for next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mirror Universe T-Bear. Nice.
Yeah.
Did you watch the
Okay.
documentary?
No, I didn't. So I was kind of getting a little spoiled by it, but then I'm like, Dan, it does sound familiar. I might have seen a clip of it or
You probably
something a
did.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Probably back on an old VHS tape or something.
Did you buy it from the website?
No, I'm still waiting. Who buys anything from a website anymore?
Right.
Just find a place to download it.
Yeah, exactly. Borrow it from the internet.
I'm still waiting for my Voyager documentary. Actually, I've been tracking that because I was one of the backers, and
Oh yeah.
it's been a couple of years, so I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was certain it was out by now, but apparently not.
Yeah,
We'll have
I don't
to-
thi-
Do some research and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep getting emails every once in a while saying, "Hey, they're working on this, they're doing this," but supposedly they filmed everything. They got everybody's interviews and stuff.
Okay.
So part of me is wondering is did Paramount step in because of Prodigy and where Voyager was going, and they were trying to make sure it doesn't say anything to give anything away. But then they
maybe
threw away Prodigy for the most part.
But in the DS9, because it's the same group that did the DS9 documentary, and
Yeah.
remember they upscaled some clips from Paramount to HD.
Could be.
So I'm wondering if that might be they might be doing something like that for Voyager.
I was excited about that because the DS9 documentary was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I'm reading from their website from March 15th of last year. It says production update, principal photography is complete.
Okay.
So, and then from March, a little bit later in March, they're still doing their crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like their website's been updated for about 10 months.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good sign.
I got like an email like a couple months ago. So
Okay.
I'll go take a look at what my email says. There's something about some updates and everything, but you're right. I don't know why they're not updating the website if they're email.
Yeah, and before that, they were getting physical items in, like maybe props.
Yeah.
That they could showcase. But it's going to have, looks like it's going to have, from IMDb, it's going to have Dwayne Johnson, who was in an episode. Sarah Silverman was in an episode.
Right.
Jason Alexander was in one. So
that's cool.
Ed Begley Jr.
Nice.
That's right. He was a guy from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because whenever I watch Young Sheldon, he's in Young Sheldon. It's yeah. So
nice. All right.
I'm about due for a Voyager rewatch. Now that I think.
Yeah.
But what streaming service and where does it go? Because Paramount Plus keeps them away.
Oh.
Killing me. I've about had it with streaming.
Yeah, I was like, everyone keeps talking about that Crisis on Infinite Earths, the old, not the old new one, but the one where they took all like the Arrow series and everything.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me go start watching this. So I found the website has like whatever the 5 different episodes. I got the first one on Supergirl, then the second one is on Batwoman, and I can't find that show anywhere else now. So I'm like stuck. I watched the first episode, and I can't watch anything else.
Batwoman is on Tubi.
Oh, Tubi. Okay.
I saw it. I saw it last night.
Really?
I didn't watch it, but I saw it as I was, flipping through, looking for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of physical media, if you buy the final season of Arrow, it has that entire crossover in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah,
that's an idea.
Thinking about that.
So you have to find this thing that's called a store.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you have to hope that store sells physical media.
Right. Yeah.
And then if they have that Arrow show,
one more thing, you have to actually find another store that actually sells a player for that physical media.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's true.
Is that becoming a problem?
Sometimes, yeah.
And none of my computers, all the game consoles, a lot of them are losing their
drives.
Their optical drives.
Well, Daniel, didn't you report a couple weeks ago that Best Buy stopped selling Blu-rays and DVDs?
Yeah.
Dan said that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you can still get an LP or on Target now.
Mm-hmm. You can be that guy with your vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting any information about when that's coming out.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna do some math and I'm gonna figure out the average life expectancy of a Blu-ray player, and then I'm gonna figure out the average life expectancy of me, and then how many Blu-ray players do I need to buy to get me through
the rest of your life?
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna buy 4 Blu-ray players and throw them up on the shelf in the closet.
There you go.
I went through 3 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So they just started failing left and right.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's pretty sad.
That's terrible.
I mean, that's why I still have my PS4. I use that for a Blu-ray player.
So the sooner we get isolinear chips and the holodeck, we can actually rip out these, and I can't wait for that to have Disco Season 5 on holodeck.
There you go.
Awesome.
Just you and Riker watching it.
Yep, Riker.
That's right.
Daniel, I think there's somebody else waiting.
Yeah. All right.
I can't wait for the last season
That's
of
what I was
Discovery just to talk about it with you guys, with Dan here. That's gonna be great.
That's what I was gonna leave you guys with, is just your thoughts on this Disco Season 5, which I keep hearing is Indiana Jones. I should say.
Do we have what's the release date for that?
April. We don't have a hard date yet. Just April.
Okay, April.
I haven't heard Indiana Jones as it, but it wouldn't surprise me. Like, we're off to go find the Ark, and here we go. Is there going to be space Nazis too? But I mean,
yeah, they're going to use that Ark to time travel back to the 25th century, right? That's
fine.
what we're all hoping and believing, right?
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's.
I just watched the last Indiana Jones movie.
I don't care.
The last Indiana Jones is good.
Oh, I didn't watch that one yet.
It's pretty.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
The reviews, it bombed at the theater though.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It was the best use of de-aging CGI that I've seen in a while.
That's true. Yeah, that
they did a
de-aging
really
scene
good
is
job.
really great. Yeah.
Yep.
I think the reason why it bombed was they kind of Picarded him. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the first act was pretty much Picard season 1 and 2, and then the final act was pretty much Picard season 3.
Yeah,
the way the movie's set up. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's
fair.
It seems like what they do now when they want to reboot somebody that's aging out of their role.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to happen in the next Ghostbusters movie.
That's coming out soon.
That looks good. That looks good.
Dan's not happy with
it. Watch it, Daniel.
You hush your mouth.
Careful. I'm very much looking forward to that movie.
Yeah,
as am I.
Good. Yeah,
as am I.
Yeah,
I think they're doing the right thing in that, I know the originals are not going to be. They're building a franchise again. They're rebuilding a franchise, and I know the originals are not going to be in them forever. But it's good that they're in this one. They were the last 5 minutes of the last one. If we never saw them again, it would be like, oh, all right, they were in the last 5 minutes of the new one, and now it's these new people. But they have this overlap that's occurring, and it's a slow phase out, and I think that's good of them to do that.
Are you reading any of the reports about there's 3 characters returning, one from the last movie and 2 from the very first movie? So, have you read anything about that? There's a character from the movie we just saw, the one that came out a couple years ago, that's returning. Yep.
Okay.
Well, there's several from that movie.
They're cameos. Okay, yeah. And there's 2 characters that we haven't seen in a while in any of the movies that are coming back.
Yeah. So I know Slimer's coming back. And
Janine is coming back.
Yeah, but she
Walter
was in
Peck.
the last one
Yeah.
too. Yes, Peck is.
I heard Walter Peck's coming back.
Yes, that's right.
The man with no dick.
That's right.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
I saw a crossover meme recently that I liked, and it was the scene in Batman '89 where they're messing up all the artwork in the museum.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
And Bob the Goon, he goes to slice a painting with his machete. And the Joker, he blocks it with his cane, and he says, "I kind of like this one."
Yeah.
So there's this meme where it's that scene, but it's the painting of Vigo the Carpathian.
Yes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When
when does that come out? When does Ghostbusters come out?
I think it's March, sometime in March.
Yeah.
Lost in New York. Ghostbusters Lost in New York, or Frozen.
Frozen Empire.
Okay.
Yeah. When my buddy had a kid, I bought him a print of the Vigo the Carpathian poster. So,
oh, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
March 29th. It comes out.
Ooh.
When I first watched that movie, that painting creeped me out.
Oh, for sure.
Where I would have been creeped out if you gave me a painting like that.
Like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to bring up, T-Bear?
Nope. Good to be back.
Okay.
Stay warm.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
All right, guys.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the feedback we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good, some good stuff coming out.
Yeah.
We got the Ghostbusters. We got some Star Trek. So
Masters of the
stuff.
Universe is coming out on Netflix. On the
I
25th.
enjoy that. It's different, but I
Season
enjoy
2.
it.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. So I probably
Madam-
will.
Good.
Madam
I'll
Web
get
comes out.
I'll get Netflix this week or whatever. So yeah.
We got Madam Web coming out February 14th. I don't know too much.
Ooh, I
about
can't
that.
wait.
I
I
don't
can't
know.
wait to see that train wreck.
I mean, there's stuff on the horizon. Godzilla
Yeah.
Kong is in April.
Yeah.
Deadpool is in May. There's
Looking
another
forward to
Planet
that.
of the- another Planet of the Apes in May.
I want to see that movie. It's out now. It's called ISS. You guys know about this?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about there's a group of American astronauts and Russian astronauts up in the International Space Station, and then they get word that nuclear war has broken out between the two countries. And
boy.
so they get the order, hey, take over the space station. And so now they have to fight each other yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's supposed to be very grounded and well done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's interesting.
yeah.
Huh.
It sounds like an interesting concept because the space agencies themselves are supposed to be non-political and they're not supposed
Right.
to really kind of take
Yes.
sides. It's all about space and not about the.
However, there are two
Yes.
types of astronauts. There are military officers who are usually pilots of some sort,
Right.
and then there are mission specialists
Mhm.
who are just civilian scientists.
Civilians.
A botanist.
Yeah.
Whatever, and excuse me. So I would imagine there would be a power struggle between the civilian astronauts and the military astronauts, even in their own faction.
Right.
Sure.
That's the thing that from what I understand in the movie that there are the kind of those groups like we can't fight these people. We're all scientists. No, we're in the military. There's a little bit of that. So
Allegiances and loyalties. And,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to watch that. Looking forward to that. Somebody asked, have you watched the you guys watching the second season of Reacher? A waiting game asked that. Yeah, I just got done with it yesterday, and it was fantastic.
What is
Alan Richardson, Reacher, the Amazon original series.
It's on Amazon.
So
I haven't watched it at all. Yeah.
Tom Cruise did a couple of movies called Jack Reacher. It's based on a series of books. He's basically a former Army officer who sort of, leaves the military and goes out on his own as, adventures.
He's like a one-man A-team, right? Like he helps people out.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And so Tom Cruise
Did he escape from a military prison to the Los Angeles?
He did not escape from a military prison. He probably belongs in one, but no. So the character of Reacher in the books, from what I understand, is like this really big. He's like 240 pounds. He's 6'5".
Yeah,
he's like
he's a big
brick,
dude.
built like
yeah.
a brick crap house. And then of course Tom Cruise played him in the movies, and Tom Cruise is like the tiniest actor in the world.
Right.
After the movies, Amazon came out with a series, and they cast Alan Richardson as Jack Reacher. Now Alan Richardson is like 6'3", 220. I mean, he played. He was in Titans, and
he
got his
played
big
Hawk.
break as Arthur Curry in Smallville. He played Aquaman in Smallville.
All right. Yep.
And so
I know.
but he does a fantastic job. I watched both seasons. Reacher does a really good series. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
There's another one coming out in, it just says spring 2024, but it's called Civil War, and it's about a It's about a civil war in the
Yeah.
United States occurring now.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I read about that one too.
Several states secede from the Union, and the
Uh-huh.
U.S. Says no and launches a counterstrike, and blah, blah,
Right.
blah. And it feels. I know the storyline is different, but it feels like the anxiety you would get watching it is the same type of anxiety you get watching a movie like Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Where you say, could this happen here? Could this happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a scene where, there's these people and they get stopped by soldiers, and they raise their hands and they say, don't shoot, we're Americans.
Uh-huh.
And the soldier says, yeah, but what kind?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Is it out?
It's not out yet.
No, I just saw the preview.
My
But
hope for it is that it's not one-sided. I hope that the movie doesn't gear itself, that there's not a good side and a bad side in an American Civil War.
I think they are trying to stay away from genuine, real political issues and use imaginary issues, because what I can gather from the preview is it's California and Texas have seceded together.
I've got the map up right here.
And
Yeah.
have created their own nation. So I can't see the politics of California and Texas aligning to the point where they would secede from the Union and align themselves with each other. So that
I can't think it. Yeah,
that leads me to believe they're using fictional issues.
Which is fine with me.
From what I've read, the director, I think it is, he's from not America, I think some European country. So he didn't really understand how the politics work in the U.S. So he just kind of made the map as kind of what he thought. Okay. And so that's partly why it kind of goes that way.
Maybe we don't want it so close to home as far as the politics. Maybe maybe we want to have fun watching this movie.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that should be an interesting film. A Wolf asked if we'd seen Obliterate. I guess it's a Netflix series.
No.
Nope. Not aware of that one.
Okay.
But
I'll put it on the
when
list
I get
of
Netflix
things
this week for He-Man, I'll take a look at that. So yeah.
Now is that obviously that's animated? Is it
so what it is? There's
CGI?
a couple of different.
What kind of style?
There's a couple of different versions of He-Man that they did a couple of years ago. One was a Disney Pixar style cartoon that was more geared towards kids. I watched a few episodes of it, not a fan. There was one called Masters of the Universe Revelations, and that one picks up after the old cartoon, but it's more adult oriented storylines.
Okay.
Mark Hamill is the voice of Skeletor.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
A lot of the Supergirl cast is in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people didn't like it because Tila was a main character, and they thought it was too woke. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it was fine. The second season is coming out, and what's interesting about that is Mark Hamill is back as Skeletor, and William Shatner is Hordak. So
no, David Keith is Hordak. William Shatner is
who's Shatner then?
Gildor, I think. The little elf guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: when you guys are about the age where you would have seen He-Man back in the 80s, okay. Yep. When was the last time you actually sat down and watched an episode of the 1980s He-Man?
I saw one like 2 years ago with my nephews so they could see it.
Yeah, and I saw it with my son, a few years back.
Yeah,
I watched it by myself about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
and I'm glad I didn't expose my children to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, so it's bad.
They redid that series back in 2002, and it was pretty good. I liked that.
Yeah, I liked.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
That and the reboot Thundercats is pretty good.
And some of the ideas
reboot Thundercats.
Yeah, right around the same time they rebooted Thundercats.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
they carried over into this sequel cartoon they're doing now.
Yeah.
And one of them was that the dichotomy of He-Man and Adam is not so much Superman, Clark Kent. It's more of Captain Marvel, Billy Batson.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Prince Adam is not somebody you would look at and ever in a million years think
he's He-Man.
Is He-Man. Whereas you
Right.
watch the old show, it's like they have the same haircut, the same face, the same physique. I mean, Christ, they rotoscoped the same guy to make this. Instead, Prince Adam is a skinny 20-year-old kid, and when he summons the power, he bulks up and becomes He-Man. And I even though I grew up on the old one, I kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean, and it makes sense.
and if they do a movie like they've been flirting with for the last 10 years, I hope they carry that idea over too. I think that would make so much more sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
You talk about a live action?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know, like, coming back to Thundercats, Thundercats was the other cartoon that I watched a lot growing up. And I about 10 or so years ago, I watched an episode of Thundercats. And to me, the storyline of that particular, I don't remember the episode, but to me, the storyline held up. It was pretty good. And then I remember, I watched a few episodes, and I just remember that the story, the writing was a little bit better than He-Man, from what I remember. I like the characters a little bit better. And I know they've talked about a live-action Thundercats for a long time. They've done a lot of fan-made trailers for Thundercats.
The director of Kong versus Godzilla is a huge Thundercats fan, and apparently after the success of that movie, he went in and basically said, "Give me the Thundercats movie," and so he's allegedly working on it after this next Kong and Godzilla film. So,
Okay, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
All right.
So, yeah. There's a lot of Thundercat stuff, and when you go to Comic-Con, there's a lot of, if you go to any of the weapons booths, they've got the Sword of Omens, stuff like that.
And I just looked it up. That reboot series was in 2011. You can watch it on Hulu. It's
Hulu.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know that they get the original voice of Lion-O to play his dad in the first couple episodes.
Oh, nice.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Definitely check that out.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else we want to bring up before we wrap it up?
I don't think so.
He-Man, Civil War. Yeah, we covered everything.
I think we covered everything.
We went all over the place this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Whatever Chaz Biz called George Takei.
That's right. That's right.
Kenny bitch.
Yeah.
You want to throw the number up on the screen?
Oh yeah. We should definitely do that.
We should read it for our audio.
Leave us a voice.
Oh, sorry. 570-661-0001. Sector 0001.
That's
Call
right.
570-661.
And don't forget to go to
01.
Don't forget to go to trekcast.com. There's been a slight change in that. There's a new bio in there for one of the new hosts, and in there you can also purchase some cool Trekcast merch. So
absolutely.
In fact, later today I plan on going and getting the motorcycle vest patch. So
good, because the mortgage is due.
Okay, I'm going to help. Everybody needs to help Dan pay his mortgage. So go over to trekcast.com. We still have an active coffee account.
That's right.
So check that out.
But if you don't like coffee, buy a hat.
You're right. If you don't like coffee, buy a hat. So Daniel, how do you support the show through the coffee account?
You just go and make a donation on there. KOF FI coffee. Look for Trekcast.
Okay. KO-FI.com. Okay.
Yeah, and it's also on the website. You can find the link to it there.
Trekcast.com.
Yep. Somebody's asking on the Instagram live stream. They want a live action Dragon Ball movie. That's one I don't follow. So sure.
Yeah, I never followed that. So go ahead.
Sorry.
You can do that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Also, you can email us at trekcasttng@gmail.com.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Okay.
And we'll read your emails. All
Yep.
right.
Or hit us up on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Daniel does
TikTok,
a good job
all of them.
Yeah, maintaining that. Yeah, every once in a while I'll be flipping through TikTok and all of a sudden I'll see my face or hear my voice. I'm like, hey, that's me.
That's right.
I'm a celebrity now.
That's right. That's right.
It's cute
All right.
that you think you're a celebrity.
I know. Let me have this, dude. Let me have this.
Let him have it. Let him have it.
You are.
That's right.
Because you're good enough.
You're smart enough.
And gosh darn it, people like you.
That's right. Well, Scott and I will be back next week for a supplemental.
Yep.
We'll figure it out what it is. So.
Whoa, I'm not even invited anymore?
Well, you are if you
We
want to.
we just assume. Well,
Yeah.
you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll check
Yeah.
with my people. Hey, what are we doing next? You'll look it up?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Thank
hopefully
you,
we get Dan part-time
just
Lombardo.
Just
Back.
checked with my girl. She's gonna look into it. And,
Okay.
I'll have my people call your people.
Do you want this picture? Yes. Give it to me. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines. So I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?